Silence isn't just the absence of noise. In a world that demands your constant explanation, silence is the ultimate boundary. But here's the part no one tells you: your silence is terrifying to people who depend on your reaction to control you. We are conditioned, especially in this culture, to believe that silence is a problem. We're told that if something feels off, you're supposed to talk it out. If there's tension, you're expected to explain yourself until the other person feels comfortable. We're taught that silence is immature, passive-aggressive, or avoidant. But no one really talks about what happens when you've already explained yourself 1,000 times. No one talks about the moment you realize that every word you offer is being twisted, negotiated, or used as ammunition against your own peace. There comes a moment, quiet, unsettling, and deeply personal, when you realize that speaking more isn't bringing clarity. It's only draining you. And that moment changes everything. Because in that context, silence isn't an absence, it's an awareness. It's the moment you stop filling the space. You stop performing understanding for people who were never listening to understand in the first place. And suddenly, the reaction from the system around you is immediate. You're accused of pulling away. You're called cold, distant, or changed. But what's actually happening is much simpler, and far more powerful. Your silence just removed their access. For a long time, your words were the doorway into your emotional world. Your explanations, your reassurance, your tone, all of it was available for negotiation. But when that access disappears, the system doesn't feel calm, it feels threatened. In this video, we are going to uncover the hidden mechanics of why your silence triggers such an intense escalation in others. I'm going to show you why using your voice can sometimes be a trap, and how a regulated, intentional silence can shift the entire power structure of a relationship. I'm going to reveal the 3 stages of the silence escalation and why the moment they start screaming the loudest is actually the proof that your boundary is finally working. If you've reached a point where saying less feels safer than saying more, you aren't regressing. You're setting a boundary that doesn't require their permission to exist. Stay with me, because today we're moving from the explanation trap into a place of quiet, unbreakable power. If you've ever been told that your silence is immature just because you stopped allowing yourself to be manipulated, hit that subscribe button. We're building a space here for clarity, not noise, and I'd love for you to be part of this journey. To understand why your silence causes such a violent reaction, we have to look at the invisible economy of your relationships. In healthy dynamics, words are a bridge. But in control-based systems, words are currency. For years, you've been the primary investor in this system. You've paid with your explanations, your reassurances, and your constant efforts to clear the air. You were the unpaid emotional manager, and the system functioned because it had unlimited access to your emotional labor. You were the system's battery. But the moment you choose silence, you effectively declare bankruptcy on that system. You stop providing the data they need to orient themselves. You see, people who rely on control don't actually listen to your words to understand you, they listen to find leverage. They look for a crack in your tone, a slip in your logic, or a hint of guilt they can expand. When you stop talking, you remove the raw material they use to build their narrative. And that is when the system panic begins. In American culture, we are obsessed with closure and talking it out. We're told that if we just find the right combination of words, we can fix anything. But this belief is a trap when you're dealing with someone who isn't looking for a solution, but for engagement. Silence disrupts the power structure because it forces the other person to sit with their own discomfort. Without your input, they can no longer anchor their identity in your reaction. They can't call you crazy if you aren't screaming. They can't call you dramatic if you aren't responding. They are left with nothing but the reflection of their own behavior, and for many, that is the most terrifying thing in the world. This is why the pressure increases. This is why the texts become more frequent and the accusations become sharper. They aren't trying to resolve the issue, they are trying to re-establish access. They are pushing every button they've ever used on you, hoping one of them still works. They'll try guilt, I can't believe you're doing this to me. They'll try urgency, we need to talk right now. They'll even try reinterpreting your silence as a weapon, you're being so cold and cruel. But here is the shift you need to make, their discomfort is not your responsibility. For a long time, you've been conditioned to believe that if someone else is upset, it's your job to fix it. But silence, as a boundary, is the act of handing that responsibility back to its rightful owner. You aren't withholding communication to punish them, you are containing your energy to protect yourself. You are realizing that your nervous system is not a public park where anyone can walk in and start a fire. It is a private sanctuary, and you just changed the locks. As we move into the next phase, I'm going to show you the escalation peak, the exact moment where most people break their silence and how you can stay grounded when the pressure feels unbearable. Because once you survive the peak, the system has no choice but to adapt to the new reality, that you are no longer available for negotiation. Does this resonate with you? Have you ever felt like your words were just being used as ammunition against you? Drop a yes in the comments if you've realized that silence is the only way to keep your peace. Your engagement helps this message reach others who are still trapped in the explanation loop. We have reached the most dangerous part of the journey, the escalation peak. This is the moment where the silence you've worked so hard to maintain starts to feel like a mistake. The messages are no longer just frequent, they are desperate. The tone has shifted from, we need to talk, to, how could you be so cruel? You are being accused of things you never did, and your character is being dismantled in real time. Escalation is proof of impact. In American culture, we are conditioned to believe that if things are getting louder, we must be doing something wrong. We think that a good boundary should lead to immediate peace. But in a control-based dynamic, the opposite is true. When you stop providing the emotional fuel the system needs, it doesn't just go quiet, it throws a tantrum. This is the escalation peak. It is the final, violent attempt to force you back into the explanation trap. They are testing your consistency, not your kindness. They are asking, is this new version of you real, or can I break it with enough pressure? This is where 99% of people break. You feel a wave of guilt so intense it feels like physical pain. You worry that you're becoming the bad guy. You think, maybe if I just send one short text to clarify, the pressure will stop. But I need you to understand the mechanics of this moment. Any response during the escalation peak is a reward for the escalation. If you respond now, you aren't bringing peace, you are teaching the system that it just needs to get this loud to get your attention. You are resetting the clock on your own freedom. The discomfort you feel right now isn't a sign of danger. It's the sound of your nervous system learning to tolerate unresolved tension. For years, you've been the one who fixed the silence. You were the one who smoothed things over so everyone could sleep at night. Now, you are allowing the tension to exist without fixing it. You are allowing the other person to be responsible for their own reaction to your boundary. And that feels like a crime because you were raised to believe that other people's emotions were your primary job. But here is the truth, silence is not a weapon, it is a mirror. During the escalation peak, the other person isn't reacting to your silence, they are reacting to their own inability to control you. Their anger, their urgency, and their accusations are reflections of their internal state, not yours. If you can stay grounded in this moment, if you can breathe through the guilt and realize that you don't owe anyone an explanation for your peace, something miraculous happens. The peak passes. The intensity, which cannot sustain itself without your engagement, eventually begins to fade. You are not being cold. You are being contained. You are not shutting down. You are regulating. You are finally trusting that your internal stability matters more than external approval. As we move into the final part of this video, I'm going to show you how to transition from this protective silence into a place of permanent dignity. Because once you survive the escalation peak, you realize that the war was never yours to win, it was only yours to leave. If you're in the middle of an escalation peak right now, if the pressure feels unbearable but you're still holding your ground, give this video a like. It's a silent signal to yourself and to this community that you are choosing your peace over their chaos. We are standing with you. Once you survive the escalation peak, something fundamental shifts inside you. You stop seeing silence as a wall you've built to keep others out, and you start seeing it as the dignity you've reclaimed to keep yourself in. This is the transition from survival silence to silent dignity. In American culture, we are often told that we have to speak our truth to be powerful. But there is a deeper power in knowing your truth so deeply that you no longer feel the need to audition it for people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Your truth doesn't need an audience. Silent dignity is the realization that your energy is a finite resource. Every time you engage in a circular argument, every time you defend your boundaries to someone who has already proven they won't respect them, you are leaking your power. You are essentially saying that their confusion is more important than your clarity. But when you choose silence from a place of dignity, you are setting a new standard. You are communicating, without saying a word, that access to your emotional world is a privilege, not a right. And that privilege is now reserved for those who meet you with mutual respect and genuine listening. This is where you stop being cold and start being contained. There is a massive difference between the two. Coldness is a reaction to pain, containment is a response to wisdom. When you are contained, you are still emotionally present, you are still capable of love, and you are still open to connection, but you are no longer exposed. You've learned that you can be kind without being a doormat, and you can be silent without being bitter. You are no longer measuring your worth by how available you are to fix other people's discomfort. You are measuring it by how faithful you are to your own peace. As you move forward, the world around you will continue to test this new boundary. There will be moments of doubt. There will be people who call your dignity arrogance, and your peace detachment. But remember this, those who respect you will never punish you for your silence. They will adjust to it. Only those who depended on your lack of boundaries will feel destabilized by your new strength. Your silence is not a weapon to hurt them, it is a sanctuary to heal you. It is the quiet line that marks where their chaos ends and your life begins. You are not regressing. You are not shutting down. You are finally, for the first time, trusting that your internal stability is enough. You don't need to win the argument to win your freedom. You just need to stop participating in the game. Silence is the space where you stop bleeding and start breathing. And from that place of breathing, you can finally decide who is worthy of your words again. Thank you for being here, and for having the courage to explore these deeper, quieter parts of the human experience. If this perspective brought you a sense of peace or a bit of much-needed validation, I invite you to subscribe and join this community. We are a group of people learning to protect our hearts without closing them. Remember, your silence doesn't need an explanation, because your peace is its own justification. Stay grounded, stay clear, and I will see you in the next video. If you're ready to trade the noise for clarity, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. And if there's someone in your life who needs to hear that their silence is a strength, share this video with them. Let's spread the power of silent dignity together.